What's up, guys? So in a previous video I made a template that I like to use for GraphQL that uses Node, and it sets up a server that's a nice base that you can expand on. In this video we're going to expand on it. So we're going to create a couple more models, and then we're going to be adding some more stuff to our schema and showing you how to do some more advanced stuff with sequelize and show you some nested types. So our user is going to have some stuff, um, and we're going to show you how to do some database calls that are lazy. You're going to do a database call for user, and then you might do a database call for the users whatever, and you'll see this later on, and it's going to be really cool. So if you don't know what this is, or you haven't seen the previous video, or you didn't follow along and you want to get the code for this, it's going to be all on GitHub, and you can get this template right now. I'll put in the link in the description below so you can copy it and follow along if you'd like to. Okay, so let's get right into it. So I have a user model here, and when I was thinking about what I wanted to create to show you guys how this works, I was like, let's actually make something useful. So what I've been thinking about making for a little bit, and I'll probably make in the future, is like a suggestion board. It's going to be more advanced than that, but the basis is you guys can add suggestions to a board, and we're going to create the bare bones of that today. So to do that, there's going to be two things. There's going to be a board, that'll be one model, and there'll be a suggestion. You can almost think of it like a to-do list and a to-do item. There'll be a bunch of suggestions on each board, and each users can create boards. So to-do lists, to-do items, pretty much same thing. We're going to use different names, and we're going to actually use this later. Okay, so what we'd like to do now is make some associations, and what we're going to need to do, because a user can have a board, right? And so I'm going to show you guys how that works. We actually create an association, and then we do models. So we create association property, and what it is it gets a function, and actually sequelize calls this and passes in all the models that we have for right here, all the other sequelize models. Oops, not this one, in our index. So that's what this thing is doing. See how we run associate? Oops, it's not association, it's associate. Okay, so it calls this associate function. That's what this guy is doing. And it's just associating each model with each other. So we want to associate the user model with board. And it's actually going to be a one-to-many relationship. So let's do that. So it's going to be one-to-many with board is what we want to set up. So I'm going to pop over here to the documentation for sequelize. And there's a couple different choices we have for making a one-to-many relationship. So if I click right here, scopes, we can do a belongs to or a has many. I prefer doing has many because it actually sets up a couple helper functions for you. Like, for example, this is doing post, and you can have comments. If you do has many, I can do comments.getPost or post.getComments if I set up has many. So we're going to do a has many relationship. So I'm just going to copy this and then change it for our information. Oops. Tab that over, and actually, if we tab from the bottom, it works better. Okay, so the model we're going to be using is user. User has many, and then board. To get board, you do models.board, and this model object gets these. And so we're going to have to name our board, which we're going to. Now the foreign key, we'll say, so the foreign key is going to be on board, and it's going to point to user. So we'll say, we'll just call it user ID. We'll actually say, we'll call it owner. That makes more sense because the board owner will be the user. We don't have to worry about constraints, and we don't have to worry about scope. And this looks good now. So let's create our board. To create our board, I'm just going to copy this, hop over here, paste it in. You can change user to board, change that, and we're going to change that too. Okay, so our board here is going to just have a name for now, and that's it. And then we're going to associate it. Now the association for this, we want to associate two suggestions, right? So suggestions are only going to have, this is again a one-to-many relationship, because a suggestion can't be on multiple boards. At least that's what I'm giving a restriction for. But a board can contain many suggestions. Okay, so again, it's just one-to-many. So one board has many suggestions, like user had many boards. So this will be has many. Here we want to put suggestion, and the foreign key will be board ID. All right. Now let's copy this, and we're going to go to suggestion and do the same thing. Except we don't need any associations because we already set up the associations. Maybe the only other thing is we also kind of want to know who made the suggestion, so there should be an association between these two. So we're going to put text here, and this is going to be suggestion. And also I want this to be lowercase. Oops. So I'm going to go back to board and lowercase that. Oops, so it's consistent. All right. Now coming back to user, I told you how I wanted to set up a one-to-many with suggestion. That way we can keep track of the owner for the suggestion. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess you own a suggestion. I don't like the name. Let's just put creator ID and then models.suggestion. Okay. So we added all our associations. We need to uncomment this right here so they're actually added. So now our associations are going to be added to the database when we recreate it. And notice how we changed this user guy. So the one bad thing about sequelize is it's really not easy to migrate. And I find it easier, if you're using a professional product or something, it's probably better to keep migrations, especially if you're out in production. But we're not in production, we're just playing around here. And it's a lot faster, and this is what I do. Even if I'm developing a production thing, this is what I'll do. Is I'll just go and I'll drop database, and then what was the name of this? I think it was like GraphQL. I forgot the name of this database, but if we go to index here, put the name of it, test GraphQL database, drop it, and then recreate it. Database test GraphQL DB. And you need to drop it and recreate it because sequelize does not automatically update a table if it exists already. So we added stuff here. We're adding these fields and stuff to username, to user. So we need to do that. Okay. So let's just run this to see if we have any errors, which I'm sure there is. And actually, I have it running over here. So let's just rerun this. And we do have an error, so let's see what's going on. Oh, we're not importing. So coming back to index, see how we imported users. We're not importing board, and we're not importing suggestion. Board. Okay. Restart, see if that, all right, we still have another error. Low dash, okay. Import, I'm just gonna still crashing. I don't know why we're getting a low dash error. This is very odd. I actually have no idea what could be causing this. We're getting something maybe with the Babel node it doesn't like. I mean, we can come over here and check our code real quick. What I'm tempted to do is make sure it wasn't like I had the server running when I dropped the database and that messed things up. So I'm going to drop the database and recreate it. And now we're going to restart it to make sure it wasn't just that. Okay, it's not. It's actually just something Okay, so just to confirm, I'm going to get rid of these. So these are the things we just created. So now user has an associate thing in it. So what I like to do when I get an error like this is to just like take away everything we just added, make sure what we previously had there is working. So what I previously have there is not working. So now we know it's something in the user. It doesn't like this associate object. And to confirm this, I'm going to comment it out. And look at that, we're working. So for whatever reason, it doesn't like this associate class. And I think that's because I don't think it wants us to do an error function. I think it's just like that. It doesn't like it for some reason. Let's confirm it's not. Let's confirm it's just like an ES6 thing. If I put a function here, does that work? Expected shorthand. My ESLint. Oh, that's how you do it. I was like trying to remember how that works. So now let's see if we're still getting the error with this. We are. I kind of think it's something with our Babel, because it just doesn't like this. It doesn't like this function basically. Let's confirm it. See if this. I can't even actually save my file. See how it auto changes it because I have a what's it called, a plugin. So let's just create a function here. We can call it, sure, we can even do it this way. Actually, let's just do that. So this is going to be picky with us. We can just do it this way. Oh, because we need this thing. Okay, we can comment this out for now and just see if it compiles. Syntax error online. I don't see a syntax error. Const associate. Sequelize base error. Oh, when creating it because we're associating an object. That's fine. Okay, so the problem is we still need to get this user somehow. So the only way is to put the function here. So we're going to go back. So we just need to somehow get the function working here. And this confirm doesn't work, right? Yep. Doesn't. And that's because, I mean, we should just actually fix that problem. Is it because I have this and I need something else? Let's debug that error. So I come to a point where I could either try getting it, like I could just do this, right? But I prefer the syntax, and I'd like to get to work like this. So I'm gonna try and see if I can. Okay, so Lodash, we get a weird Lodash error. This is when we're importing just a init object require, and I just want to confirm it's nothing inside here before I go exploring how to get this function to work. Nope. Okay. I'm actually just doing something super stupid, guys. One of these is not working. One of these has many relationships. I wonder if it's because our model. Oh my gosh. Could it be our model? No. I think it's because models.board doesn't exist. I actually think this is working fine. Okay, we're going to change this function in all of them. And we're going to come back. I'm just going to uncomment all of that. Come over here to board. We'll do this like that. This is better syntax anyway. We're not even associating there. And okay, so we're still crashing, getting the same error. npm restart. App crashed, waiting for file changes. Okay, Lodash. Oh, Lodash is just a jerk. I actually really like Lodash as a side note. So let's console log models and confirm that we are getting the other models. And oh, are we not even getting here? So let's comment this guy out. Okay, we still get the error. Let's look at what line this is at. Sequelize import, which is on board. Okay, models board. It doesn't like. So let's double check our model board. Has many foreign suggestion. So we're gonna console.log models. Okay. Wait, I thought I saw it print out, but then I don't see it print out. Let's uncomment that. Okay, models is undefined. That's why. Let's come back to index, make sure this looks good. Okay, so we're passing db in. db is undefined. Console.log db. So db is somehow undefined, even though it's defined. See, okay, so notice how db is undefined here. Let's console.log. That's not even being run, guys. Okay, let's console.log db here. I should actually just copy. Something is going wrong with these sequelize imports. I think I might have some copy paste errors. See, this looks fine. Then we should be doing objects.keys. We should get board, user board suggestion. And then I'm going to do for each. And then we get a model here. Okay, so we get an array, user board suggestion, we do keys. And then we're looping for each time. Then we're in the model name. Am I spelling associate right? Yep. Let's see. So we're not even getting here. Oh, we are getting here. Are we getting inside? Okay, we're not getting inside. Oh. Is associates supposed to be... Associate's not supposed to be out there, is it? Define. Oh my gosh. Guys, I know what the problem is. I made a very, very bad mistake. Okay. We're supposed to put it here. Hee hee. Class methods. I totally forgot about this. It just hit me right now. You're supposed to put it here. I think it's called class methods. Well, we might have to double check it if this doesn't work. It's either class or class methods, some junk like that. Now we should be getting inside at least once, or maybe none at all if I spelled it wrong. Okay, it's class methods sequelize. This is what we need. It's class. Oh, I think I spelled that right. Yep. That's what we want. Okay, so we have an object as our second param, class methods here. Okay, so let's go straight to the docs because that'll be the fastest. I guess let's do model definition. And let's go to, I don't even see associations. See if we see associate. What about class? Oh, we don't even see class here. Let's just go to sequelize express, because they're examples where we want to do the same thing. And they actually, I should have just copied and pasted from them, because I was following this anyway. Task.associate. Okay, so he just does task.associate. Sure, let's do that. That seems easiest. Const user dot associate equal to that. Now we'll pop this back over. Oh, okay. I don't know why I put a const here. We don't need that. Comment those back out. Put a space, get rid of the comma. Put an arrow. And I know for a fact this will work for now. Okay, let's go over to board. Do the same thing. Board dot associate. All right. I was making a super silly mistake. And cool. So you saw all this junk just like shoot out. That was us creating the database. We can come over here, go into peep SQL, confirm everything was working. Let's do select all from, I guess let's just go through each table. So users. Oh, first we have to connect, /connect, test graph, and I can do select all from users. Alright, so notice how this looks exactly like it did before, nothing has changed. But when we go to board, and is it boards? Okay, yeah, actually it would be boards. Notice how boards has an additional field called owner. That tells us we set up the association correctly. Owner points to user. And now if we go to suggestions, we should see creator ID. And we do creator ID, which points there. And we have a board ID, which points to the board. So when we added someone that adds a suggestion, we know which user added it, and we know which board it came from. Okay guys, I was going to do way more in this video, but that took way longer than it should have, and I was being super dumb. So I'm just going to like throw this video out there. Maybe you guys found this interesting, having me troubleshoot. So I'm like, why not release it? We'll do the actual content of this video I'll release tomorrow. So if you guys made it through to the end of this video, thank you guys for watching. This was a crazy one, just debugging issues and me being dumb and realizing it at the end. But hopefully you can take my method for troubleshooting, going through, finding the bug, and solving it. That might be helpful. So I figure why not show it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.